Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and my craft table. Today is day 4 of my 2025 Christmas crafting series. Thank you so much for being here with me today. In today's video, we're actually going to step away from gifts and we're going to create a decor craft. Now you could give this decor item as a gift if you paired it with a few things, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's going to be a wonderful little decor piece, especially if you have littles that come around your house, whether they're your own children or grandchildren. So without further ado, let's head on down to that craft table and get started. Now today's video is not a gift. It could be, but this is more of a decor piece, and we are going to make a plate for Santa. So I have a charger plate. I got this at Hobby Lobby probably a year or so ago. Picked it up when it was on like 75% clearance. I do have some adhesive vinyl. Remember that vinyl is not food safe. So if you're going to use adhesive vinyl and want to put food on it, your food items would need to be wrapped. I have my transfer tape, scissors, weeding tools. I have a lint-free cloth and some rubbing alcohol. All right, I'm in Design Space. Let's do a super quick drive-by of where you can get the design that we're using today. All right, so I am at the home page. What I want to do is I want to type in Santa plate, okay? And when that pulls up, the one that I'm using today is actually right here. And it's this beautiful red charger, and it just says Santa plate, okay? So I wanted you to see that there are a ton of options that you have available to you. You could even create your own from a variety of elements that you find in Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to click on this Santa plate, and I want to go to edit a copy. But before I do that, if you're wanting to find this directly, this particular image is M418026FC. Right, and then the Treats for Santa, it's called Treats for Santa Tray. It's by Emily Brown, and that is M4B1D05E8. So you can find that. And then the other element was just a circle to represent the plate. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and edit a copy. All right, so they're here. She already has everything put together. Now you'll notice I have my little exclamation point here, and that's because my machine that is selected is the Cricut Joy Extra. So I do need to change that to the Maker 3 in order to cut this out, because my charger is like a ginormous 12-inch charger. So you'll just need to select the machine that works for you and the size of your plate. Once you do that, I just went through all of the prompts for selecting regular adhesive vinyl and cutting that out on my machine. But there we go. Let's head back over to the craft table and go ahead and get our project put together. Okay, so the very first thing that has to happen is I know it sounds weird, but I'm going to trim off some of this excess vinyl, so that mainly I know, one, how much transfer tape I'm going to need, but also kind of where my designs begin and end. So this is white on white. It's not going to be very exciting as far as watching the weeding process. Okay, so I'm going to remove all of that. And that way I don't have a bunch of excess vinyl, like trying to compete with what I'm doing. And then I am going to grab this little corner here. And this is the Hobby Lobby 405 brand. I am going to weed this out pretty carefully. It's a big area. I'm also going to have my scissors handy. Now the scissors are handy so that I can trim away this vinyl that's coming up I can trim that away as I go, and that way I can keep my design from falling over on itself, kind of like this. So I think this is probably one nice little stopping point, and it'll also allow me to make sure that I'm just kind of getting everything. So when you have a really big area to weed away, this is a great way to keep the vinyl from falling back on itself and getting stuck. Okay, and then we're just gonna set that off to the side. I actually have had this design cut out for a while. I just hadn't done anything with it. So it's kind of been sitting off to the side with the plate for a little bit. And I decided that we just needed to get this going. All right, so I got the perimeter weeded out, and it actually did a pretty nice job. So you can see where it kind of repeats a pattern. We've got like a flower, some sparkle, tree, more sparkle, and a flower, another sparkle, and so on. It just kind of repeats all the way around. And now I'm going to go in and try and do, this is the big part, and this would be the part I am most nervous about because it has these teeny, 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 tiny little snowflakes. And I'm hoping that they stay down on the transfer sheet because I would hate to have to recut them. So I'm just going to work my way through this particular section, and then we will move on. So in the meantime, I am just going to put on some more Christmas music and try and get all these little snowflakes and little elements. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far, and now I just have to go through and I just have to pull out all of these inside things in the letters and the loops. Okay, so again, I'm just going to continue weeding this. This is a great project for putting on a Christmas movie and just sitting here and weeding away while you watch Christmas movies or listen to Christmas music. Okay, so this is completely weeded out, and I'm basically just looking around. I think that everything is perfect. That is definitely a little labor of love, but I think it is so worth it, especially if you have littles. You know, they just love the magic of Christmas and all of the holiday things. So it is totally worth seeing their cute little faces. All right, so I'm just taking some rubbing alcohol and I'm cleaning this plate. This has been in my craft room, so it is definitely dusty. I say dusty. Lots of fingerprints and whatnot. So, okay, that's great. I'm going to set that aside for just a second. And then here is transfer tape. And let me get this rolled out. How much of this do I need? So probably about right here. Okay. And then I am trying to decide, I'm wondering if I should actually do the perimeter and do that separately. I'm a little, because this plate, it's not flat. So I'm a little nervous about the perimeter. So I think that I'm going to go in and I'm going to trim away the middle, and we're going to put the middle on separately. And then we will work on this perimeter. And I think that'll be easier for me. Now, if you are very confident or skilled in any way, definitely do this in the way that it works for you, but I am not very confident. So I think that I'm going to do this a little bit at a time. So I'm actually going to cut this down. All right, I'm going to pull up a corner here. I think my weeding tool is a little dull. Okay, and then I'm just going to place this down. I've only exposed about 1 inch of it, and then I'm gonna go all the way down. That looks good. Kind of pick this up. Okay, I'm gonna burnish this down. All right, I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to do the same here on the back. I want to make sure that all of these pieces are stuck good to this transfer tape. And then we're going to pull up the backer. Okay, now I'm going to bring this back in. And then I'm going to do my very best to get this as centered as possible. I'm going to go down the middle here and then out toward the edge. And I'll do the same on this side. Might have been a little easier to put some relief cuts in these corners, but I think this has done pretty good. Okay, just going to go over that really fast. Okay, and now we'll just pull up this transfer tape. Oh, we have a little dot to our eye there. And it looks like I lost another one. I have a tiny piece of my snowflake that needs to go right back down. I'll fix that really fast. Okay, and then I'll move that right into place. Okay, so I'm only missing one little dot to that eye, but I think that'll be okay. So next will be this perimeter, and definitely think I need to go maybe like in sections, because the plate is definitely wider. Okay, So I'm going to move this off to the side. And I'm going to bring back in this transfer tape that I just used. And let's see. So each of these designs repeat. So we're going to go from the flower to the large star, from the flower to the large star. And let's see how many of these that we have. Okay, so we have 6 of these. Okay, I will worry about that last one in just a bit. And then I'm going to cut these apart as well. Okay, I'm going to bring back in this plate, and I have been handling this. So I'm going to spray my little cloth. I'm going to go around the edge here just to maybe take all my little fingerprints off. And then we're going to do each of these just kind of one at a time. All right. So I'll start out, here is the top of my plate. So I'll just do this kind of, this tree kind of in the top here. That looks great. And now I can put this on that one that was extra that I didn't have. So then I could do, I'm just going to kind of dry fit these really fast just to kind of see where they need to go. And then I'll work on each of them one at a time. Yeah, there's going to be some extra room. Okay, I think those are mostly spread out relatively evenly. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we're just going to start working these one at a time. Okay, and then we'll do this next one. All right, there is our plate. Oh my goodness, this came out so good and I am so pleased. First of all, this transfer tape, and I think I've probably said this before on the channel, but this tech wrap transfer tape is phenomenal. I really like it, and I think it did a great job. My Hobby Lobby 405 vinyl, which I cut quite a bit of time ago. So it's been sitting in my craft room, and then it's been sitting where it has been cut already. It weeded actually pretty good. I'm really quite impressed with it. So this is my Treats for Santa plate. Now again, if you're going to put food on top of here, you would need to have like
a little baggie with a bow for your reindeer snacks and your cookies. Maybe just kind of tie them in some saran wrap with a little bow. That would look super cute. Of course, your little glass of milk would be fine there, but this came out great. If you have littles or you have grandchildren, this is a great way to get them excited about the holiday season. And then before you even use the plate, you could put it in one of those little stands that hold plates up on. You could display this, and then on Christmas Eve, you could put this out with your littles if you have them. And if not, you could put your own treats on here and just be Santa for yourself. All right. Well, thank you again for spending your time with me today. I hope you enjoyed day 4, and I will be continuing my series for the 2025 Christmas season. And this was super fun. Thank you again for spending your time with me. Don't forget to like this video and share this with your crafty friends. If you're not subscribed, you can hit that subscribe button and be notified when I post new content. So until I see you in the next Christmas craft, as always, have an amazing day and happy crafting.
Hey crafty friends, thanks for spending your time with me today. Here are some more videos you may like. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and try out the new Hype This Video feature. So until I see you in the next Card to Craft, as always, have an amazing day and happy crafting.